eating trash for their lunches. Cause in life you gotta roll with the punches. Whoa, started Midwest, now we Cali boy. Always getting to it, yeah, we making noise. Started from the bottom, you already know. Gotta move fast to the cash, that's the way it go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Garbage Eaters, the vlog. First off, thank you guys for your support.
Thank you very much.
And your interest. It means a lot to us as we get things started and get this show on the road. Basically, we're going to give you a backstory of how this came to be, how we met, what this is intended to do, and what we want to do for you guys. I'll let Cody start off with
and give a little background of each other, right?
Yeah, a little background.
So obviously I'm not from California. I like to wear Hawkeye stuff as much as I possibly can. Somebody always seems to comment on it. But anyway, so I'm from a 6th generation family dairy farm and crop farm. And you might be wondering why in the world am I here and not there. So, you know, growing up, I was all about the farm, went to college, and I met all these different people from different countries, you know, and we traveled, and I just got to meet a lot of people that were different from me, and it was something that was really exciting to me, and I wanted to do something about that. So I knew the last couple years of college I wanted to move somewhere, but I didn't know where, and I met some people on some trips. One of my close friends in college at the time lived out in San Diego, so I was like, oh, let's go check it out. And I absolutely loved it. And from that point on, that was December 2016. And from January 2017, my whole life was about getting to California. You know, I stopped drinking so much. I didn't go out, 4 nights a week like a typical senior would in college. I went only once every 2 weeks, if that. I made a list on Post-it notes of all my different goals, like how I'm going to get to California. I'm going to talk to 5 strangers a week, or I'm going to talk to 5 old friends a week, give them a call and see how long I can keep them on the phone, and just see how they're doing. It's all about relationships and connections. And then, I just looked for a bunch of different pieces of advice from different people, my professors, family members, and family, well, not all my family, but one in particular is really hard to win over on the whole moving to California side, and you can imagine that was my dad. So it was very hard to say, hey, I'm moving across the country, but we kind of made it happen, and now he's very, very happy for me, proud of me. I knew he would be, but it's tough, obviously. Your son's leaving, so, and it was very tough for me to leave as well. But yeah, so like I made a list like early on and throughout 2017, and I've carried it with me every day in my wallet, and these are like all the different people, that gave me different pieces of advice, like how to do this, go about this, how to apply for jobs here. It's a long list, I won't go over it, but it's got, professors, some friends, some people I've met on vacation, family members, of course, and people here. And it's not just people that said positive things, it's more anything that got me fired up, honestly. So it could have been a negative person as well. But I'm here now. I work out at Boulevard Fitness, and that's kind of how I met Lynn. And he was the biggest guy in the gym, and I'm not the biggest guy in the world, so I like to go mess with people like that. And I guess I gave him enough crap where he's like, all right, we can work out together, and I'll let Lynn kind of take over.
Yeah, so like Cody said, we met in the gym. I'm a California native. I've been here just about my whole life. I'm from Fresno, California. Moved down here to San Diego for school. And I've been grinding as an entrepreneur, student, personal trainer ever since. It's been a long road, and still grinding, still eating garbage. As Cody mentioned, we met through a mutual friend at the gym. Started working out probably 2-3 months ago.
Yep, 2.5, 3 months, yeah.
And then he came to me actually with this idea of doing a vlog. And I told him, I've always wanted to do one. I've had this kind of idea in the back of my head. We wanted to merge it and have it like fitness, business, entrepreneurship, motivation, and just bring it all together into one vlog series. And so that's kind of what we're trying to bring to the table now.
Just to kind of explain like a little bit why we're doing what we're doing, and why we think it's not only going to be beneficial to us, but beneficial to you guys as the viewers. It's the whole reason we're doing it is a couple months ago I was sitting on my phone. I was just kind of looking through motivational things, and I came across this quote, and it said, "A man is a success if he wakes up in the morning and goes to bed at night, and in between he does what he wants to do." And that's what I want to do, is help people. I know the same is for Lynn as well, whether it's through fitness or entrepreneurship, motivation, or being a friend, or whatever it might be, or connecting you with somebody for business, whatever it might be. And I have my job that I do now, and I also have all this extra time afterwards. And I'd rather do something productive, if you will, versus sitting on my butt and eating a bag of chips. Nothing wrong with that if you do that, but I just wanted to be more productive. The more I'm going, the less stress I have, and the more happy I can be, and the more people I can help. So if you want to take over with that.
So basically, we want to bring motivation to you. Like the most motivational things that usually people find are the stories of other people. The struggles that other people overcome, things they've had to do to get to where they are, and that like lights a fire in everybody's ass to get going. Once you hear about what somebody else did, how they overcame that challenge, you are inspired to go. So we want to bring people into this show who are entrepreneurs, business people, bodybuilders, anybody just grinding, working hard, maybe not seeing the success from that work. Maybe they already have, but they had to go through a large period of time where they just worked and ate garbage and struggled and overcame to get to where they are. We want to bring those people in and have them share their stories with you guys, and something that you can relate with. That way it lights a fire under your ass, and you get out there and you get going.
Yeah, we're not trying to talk about ourselves. Trust me, there's nothing too interesting. But yeah, just like, for example, a couple weeks ago I met this guy, middle age, and he's a single parent. He's got 5 kids. And I know his salary, and I know his commission structure, and I mean it's decent. And don't get me wrong, but how in the world does he pay for the life he's living, and his 5 kids, his education, their education? I mean, it just blows my mind. And it's in California, so it's really expensive in that front too. But like how he does it just blows my mind. So he has to have some goals written down. He prioritizes things obviously over others, and that really showed me the value of goal setting and motivation, sticking to the grind, even though it might be tough, but it's worth it in the end, because he's going to watch those kids grow up, graduate, and be really successful in whatever career path they choose. So that's kind of what the show's about, to bring all these different perspectives to this platform so they can kind of share their stories and struggles and failures and overcomings with you. You're not going to relate to things we're going to say, and we might not relate to things they're going to say, but it's always good to have more perspective and different things from different backgrounds, because it might not work for you today, but in the future you might come across a similar situation that we have or that they have, and we can all learn together from that.
Definitely. And we want you to be a part of the process. We have categories and things we want to talk about selected, but send us categories, send us things you want to be discussed, send us something you're struggling with, and maybe we don't have an answer for it, but we'll go find someone who does or who's been through that, and they can come up here and they can give their story, talk about what they went through and how they got over it, and maybe it'll light a fire under you so you can get going. We want you to be a part of it just as much as we are creating it. So don't be afraid to get involved and send us your struggles or what you're going through, or topics, things you might be interested in seeing.
Absolutely, and give Lynn and I a follow on Instagram, and yeah, I got to put that plug in there. But also comment on the page below, or send us a DM or a text message or phone call if you already know us. We want to help you guys. This is not necessarily about us. It's just about learning and helping as many people learn in the process. So it's about the people, and we hope that you guys realize that there's value in the garbage, there's value in the process, and that's kind of why we're calling ourselves the Garbage Eaters. So I hope you guys would like to join us and become Garbage Eaters too.
All right, so before we sign off, we just want to mention a couple people and give thanks. Shout out to Riley Mobs for the music. Much appreciation, man. Austin
Marshall, he came up with the logo itself. I kind of explained, Lynn wasn't able to meet with us, so I was just trying to explain our vision, and I don't know how Austin did it, but he put it on the paper, put it in the computer, and he came up with the logo we have now, and it just completely blew us away. So, Riley Mobbs,
Killer.
Austin Marshall, thank you.
Yes. You can email us at codyandlynn@gmail.com if you guys have any questions or anything like that.
All right, guys, thank you and welcome aboard. This is going to be a fun journey.